Invictus Markings, welcome back to another part of the Total War Shogun 2 Portugal playthrough, and today we will be attacking Higo. Yes, let's go. I can auto-resolve this easily, lost 2 man, really, Imperial Recognition, oh, very nice, very nice. I suppose when that reaches 100 we'll have to worry about the, what's its face, the, this army can go to north. No, it can go. Should it go like this, or do we? Actually, this army can go up north. When that Imperial Recognition thing reaches 100%, I suppose we'll have to deal with the Realm Divide. However, we don't have to worry about that for quite a while yet. Thankfully, because that's one of the most annoying mechanics that there is in Shogun 2. And in any Total War in general, the Realm Divide, while it is an interesting way of, here we go, raiding our ports. But while Realm Divide is an interesting way of dealing with the late game challenges as opposed to some sort of end game crisis event that we have in later Total Wars, it is just bothersome. There's no other way to put it. It's just bothersome. And that's about all there is to it. This army can reach up and go to Busan, and the southern army, can we take it out of the garrison? No, we can't. How much? -4. Okay. Well, let's continue on to Asa. Now, this is going to be an interesting one. Let's quick save, and let's actually try and auto-resolve. We managed to win it, so peacefully occupied. General increases in rank. Very nice. Gonna have to set this one out for a little while though. Gonna have to set this one out for a tiny while. But let's check our well, definitely Shogi, and then infantry leader. Yep, there we go. This northern army, yep, it's on its way. It's on its merry way towards Busan, and then we will be golden when we get to Busan. The Merchant Guild, the Yari Drill, that's very nice. So we can start recruitment very shortly. I wonder if I could upgrade any other foot archery. That's not gonna do us any good for the moment. Well, let's get a stronghold built there, and let's continue on. Today's plan is to take over all these Aso lands that have proven to be quite bothersome. There's a lot of them, so we should have a field day trying to capture all of them. We should have the ability to capture them, however, since our troops are actually quite overpowered even in auto-resolve, which is usually you don't see that too often. In Rome 2 you do get the occasional crazy Olivia Freeman auto-resolve that is mission successful. Alchemist are very nice. Sabotage attempt. Let's get stockpile. Autumn, very cool. I'm running a 24 turn per year mod, so we shouldn't. The arquebuses are all the way over here. Okay. So where exactly is our one lonely ship? There it is. There it is. So let's send it after these fellas. Crushing defeat for them, and let's send the arquebuser over here and disembark him somewhere around here. They're very nice, very nice. That's how we do it. And let's I wonder if we have any buildings that need upgrading. There's a pikeman over here. You could send it all the way up north to reinforce that army. There we go. And let's just upgrade. Could be, no, let's just wait for the fortress upgrades. But I'm kinda, maybe the chapel. Let's upgrade the chapel so that we convert the populace a little faster. There we go. Finally, the end turn times aren't so painful. For a while there in Shogun 2, since there are so many micro clans and so many one province miners in this game, for a while there the the end turn time wait time was just insane. Okay, so our decline attack, our worthy vassal is actually taking care of those armies. Oh wow. Okay. Quick save. Don't feel like fighting this one. Really don't auto-resolve. Close victory. Very nice. Now our army is in tatters. It's quite beaten up, so we should sort of try not to do too much with it for the time. Just gonna leave it here to recuperate. However, with this army up north, we are gonna start marching towards North Bungo and sweep down south, because they have a lot of territory here. They have the Aso clan has a lot of territory around here, so we should try and take it over. Yes. Monks, that's really not gonna do too much for us. Mountain Hermitage, Naginata warriors. Yeah, we can't exactly recruit Naginata warriors, so that's not gonna do a whole lot for us. Let's destroy it. Let's build a stronghold instead, and let's bring up the arquebuser over here. There we go. Next turn it can march up to Aso. We've taken their capital, actually, now that I think about it. March up to Aso and reinforce this army, which after some replenishment will be ready to head out and go for Bungo and Takeda and Hyuga. Yes, we should secure as much of the island as possible before the Shimazu do, and because then we'll have to fight against the Shimazu themselves. So it's better that we take these provinces while we're at it. Yes, indeed. Actually, I forgot to check if we are researching anything, but I think we are. I think it's sort of automatic. Once you start researching, then it researches automatically. But these vassals that I have, I'm not into the Tachibana vassal. I'm not entirely sure what I will do with them. I'm sort of willing to just let them be, to just be sort of a support, a little bit of a support group for our northern holding of this island. Maybe I will eventually take them out, but for the time being, they're fine, just standing there doing nothing. I think that's. Oh yeah, we are researching. Let's actually research this then. Sumo tournament, or maybe this actually. Tax rate. Let's see, is there anything that this provides food? Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's the research that we're going for, and we can take care of North Bungo now. Bam. Peacefully occupy, very nice. We're just marching through these provinces like it's nothing. This army almost fully replenished. It doesn't really take that long compared to something like Napoleon Total War, which takes ages for your armies to replenish. In Shogun 2 it's a little faster. Not by a whole lot, but it's a little faster at least. These pikemen can go from the north down south. Are we still recruiting any? No. But they can join the army at North Bungo. North Bungo, whatever, however you say it. And then we'll march south and crush all comers. All enemies will be crushed beneath the mighty heel of the Portuguese colonial expedition force. That's something that should have been probably the name of this faction, the Portuguese expedition or something like that, because, well, it is kind of just an expeditionary force if you think about it. But we're actually moving relatively slow in this campaign. We do have quite a few provinces, but because of the constant revolts and the constant there we go, very nice, the constant Okay. Counter spying, overseeing towns, definitely. We're grinding Goto Island towards its heights. But because there is this constant issue of me having to worry about whether or not the province that I'm in outside of is gonna rebel, as you can see, these guys are immediately rebelling. So I'm gonna have to recruit a bunch of merchant crews, and this army can go to Bungo. These fellas revolting, obviously, and they are also quite mad. So let's do something like this, and then send this army down south, send this army up north, just so they merge, and they can go. They'll probably take Takeda next after the main army takes Bungo. Very much so. These, how mad were they? -1, that should fix itself relatively quickly. These fellas can also start recruiting, and that'll be that. Those armies that are basically serving as garrisons in those cities for now, nothing really important for them to do. Oh, someone has declared war on us. Shimazu, the Shimazu have actually declared war on us. Very interesting. So now we are at war with everyone on the island. Okay, I see how it is, but we'll crush the Shimazu anyway. It's not like it's going to be a big issue. Also, the Tachibana guys have some fairly big stacks, so maybe if they move them down south, we will have an easier time of it. But this army can take care of Bungo. There we go. Peacefully occupy. So Aso has now been vanquished. Oh no, they haven't. They're still here. Still, that's Shimazu. So the Shimazu guys have also started to go up against Aso. So it's a little bit of a race now to see who is gonna be able to take over faster. If I take out these guys, they're still fine. So let's send them to the main army. These fellas, if I take them out, that should be okay. So let's reinforce the secondary army, and let's actually start recruiting some units for the third army that we're gonna need. So let's start recruiting some pikemen in Aso. Eventually we're gonna have to move against Shimazu as well. But for the time being, we have actually managed to conquer quite a bit. Now obviously I have to keep these lands from revolting, so the tax rate's gonna be a bit of an issue for a while. There we go, another raid on my port. They just can't help themselves, they have to raid the ports. It's something that they just have to do. But anyway, we should be on our merry way to get rid of peace treaty from Aso. No, I don't think so. You declared war on me, so I'm gonna crush you completely. Crush you completely, yes. Port blockaded, yeah, indeed. Now this army can go to Takeda, auto resolve. It should we vassalize them? No, let's just peacefully occupy. Just peacefully occupy all the towns for now. Accuracy bow units. We don't have bow units, so maybe the ambush bonus is gonna come in handy, although I doubt it. Very much doubt it. Any exemption from taxation that can be taken out? No. Unfortunately, no. Maybe these guys. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Everything should be taxed. It can be taxed. If it can't be taxed, then it can't be taxed, unfortunately. And these guys, can they move out? -5, -1. If we send over this single unit, will it help? Yes, it will. So the main army can move down south against Hyuga. We're gonna go for more of a rapid advance this episode, Kings, because we've been sitting on our hands for quite a while, just building up, getting rid of the rebels. But it's time to really get a move on and blitz through these fools to make them understand what it means to mess with Portugal or something like that. But anyway, we have now control of basically half the island of Kyushu. And once we take over the Shimazu parts of the island, we will have full control. It's simple as that. Simple as that. There you go, port blockaded. They're still blockading the single port. Still keep blockading it now. Oh, here we go. Here's an opportunity for a fine-ass land battle. So let's go. Alright, here we are on the battlefield. A snowy season this time. You know how it is. Sometimes it just has to be a little snowy. Now, do we deploy on the hill? I suppose the enemy will probably deploy on the hill, so let's just... Oh, maybe not. So let's deploy like so. Send the arranged infantry forward, and they have deployed themselves rather as expected in a bit of a messy formation, but that's fine. Let's see if our units can make it there. They can, but I think I'm gonna have to let these arquebusiers fire only one volley and then retreat them. Here we go, one volley. And back we go. Through the lines. I'm gonna have to start envelop. Oh, here we go. The enemy's actually pulling some master stroke of genius flanking movement here with the light cavalry. And go, let's march on in. Should have maybe deployed the Nyari wall now that I think about it, but it doesn't really matter. We'll hopefully win anyway. These guys can deploy Nyari wall now that I think about it. And the enemy cavalry is gonna charge in straight into a Yari wall. Simple as that. Simple as that. This battle is ours now. Let's see, the ranged infantry can move. Oh, here we go. The enemy actually managed to outflank us. Very interesting. Going for the arquebusiers, eh? Okay. Okay.
Our general is in grave danger, my lord.
So they managed to outflank us. That's very nice for them. That's not gonna do a whole lot.
A glorious victory will soon be yours.
Should probably keep an eye out on these things a little more carefully next time. But the arquebusiers haven't actually suffered that much damage. Managed to rout the enemy quite handily. Okay, there we go. Let's end battle. Okay, so we lost about 380 and they lost almost 2,000. Very nice. Now we can go for Hyuga. Easy auto-resolve. We'll 0 units in that. Really, these Portuguese fellas a little too overpowered. But it's fine by me. If we are, even if we are a little bit overpowered, it's at least a little more fun that way. -7, -3. Let's just send 3. Could we maybe send this guy? Let's send this guy over. Yep. And these pikemen can join this secondary army. Next turn we'll go and we'll march on for the southern point of Kyushu Island. But I think that's enough for this part. We managed to conquer quite a bit of territory in this episode. I want to thank you, kings for watching, and I'll see you next time.